Hello everybody, welcome to Stone and Void. I'm your host Jay Phillips, joined as always with Don Bowie.
Hey.
Patrick Collins.
Hello.
Nicolai Clausen. And the Tree of Yggdrasil, or Yggdrasil Jr.
Sprout of Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil Jr.
So, last time we went over all of the new bannings, basically, or however you want to call it, the rotation, the early rotation. We cut it really short, just didn't get into any spoilers or the PR cards that came out last week. But there's definitely a lot of cool stuff that came out for us to go over. A lot of the rulers seem kind of cool so far. Starting off with the black ruler, the Razar Dark Necromancer, which is the 800 attack, 1000 defense, and gains Razard the
Undead Lord?
No, it's the backside of him, the desecrating or vampire. Is that what his name is?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in addition to his other names, all of the rulers have the same name as the old rulers from the old set.
Also, yeah.
I'm gonna butcher everything again today, guys. So my reading is gonna be totally spot on. Not. However, when this card enters the field, if you control Sorrowful Necromancy Memoria, put the top 4 cards of your main deck into your chance standby area. Face down, if you control 4 or more of them, same Memoria, put the top 7 cards of your main deck in chance standby area face down. He also gains what I actually like about him, probably makes him more like the original Kaguya, is he has a pay 1, you may put a card from your hand in the chance standby face down. So but it's 1 darkness. So he's basically turning that ability into sort of like how Kaguya did. You could put chance standbys down easier.
Yeah, not quite as good, but...
No, but he's seems like a pretty good idea for a ruler. Of course, these all cost 4 to flip because it has the generic front side to him. What have you guys been thinking about these new rulers in general?
I think they're a bit hard to play because they don't do anything on the front side and they all cost like 4 to flip. Mm-hmm. So like 4 is a high number to get up to.
I mean, with this early rotation, they might see a little play, but I mean, it's like I think they missed a great opportunity to have these be like the starter rulers. Like these are really easy rulers to learn. Like these could have been very good starter deck rulers. Like these are very basic up front, in the fact that like you can't tell exactly who you're playing against when until they flip. There's kind of some surprise there.
It's a great strategy.
Well, as soon as you play a stone, though, somebody's gonna know what you're playing.
I mean, Blazer, just destroys all these guys. No doubt about it. And but they have really strong enter effects. So I mean, I guess if they get imperishable, they're quite strong. But I don't know. I think they're all slightly lackluster.
Just a little bit. I think the starter deck idea would have been a great idea.
I think they're perfect starter deck rulers.
Well, if they're trying to slow down the game, perhaps, then maybe that's what they're trying to do with
I mean,
I agree that 4 is a high cost. Like it's.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree with that statement if they were the first rulers for the next block. But since they're in the end of this block, combined with Reflect Refrain, with Blazer, with already these super like Xion, these super fast and strong, powerful rulers, they can't keep up. I would understand if they're in the beginning of another block. It's like, things are starting to slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're doing it at the end of this block, I mean, I guess they're kind of sending us signals, but it's like they're not going to be able to compete. I think Arla's the only one with a chance.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a few of them that I think can see a little bit of play, and we're going to get to those here in a minute. The random opportunity or the randomness that some of them provide, although really cool to get them.
They're a lot of fun.
Or the red one that we're going to get to that could be amazing. They're random effects, and those don't ever really... In a game in which consistency is key, random doesn't pay off.
Yes.
So that's probably the biggest problem with these rulers. If you could decide what went down, all the better.
Yeah.
And plus the front side has no abilities. If they gave something on the front, like something generic, like pay 1 to put a stone of whatever you choose on top of your stone deck, just to line up those 4 like stones that you need more easily.
That
Would have been
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Like at least something. It's just super bland. Just
They
to
should have
4.
done that because they all deal with you know,
Yeah.
at least one. Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
It's just super boring on the front side, and if you're not doing anything with your ruler, that's like down a card basically.
But you're
compared
saying
to, like, other
Socrates kind of
rulers.
combos with it, right? Or
Yeah,
something?
Socrates does it, but it's if you flip, it's gonna be like a 6/6 afterwards or
That's
something
true.
like that. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, generally, yeah, I would argue. I mean, I guess it's pretty good with Machina though, isn't it? Decent.
Machina?
Can't Machina search for it,
Search for stones?
or does he only search for machines?
What do you mean Machina the ruler?
We'll
or-
get to it.
Yeah.
It's later.
Either way. Next up is the stone. So the stone that you need 1 to trigger or 4 to get the full effect, which is the Sorrowful Necromancy Memoria. Probably just saying that all wrong because why not? It just taps to produce 1 darkness, and it has another ability which is 1 darkness, 1 colorless. Tap, remove target card from the graveyard from the game. So it's a bad version of Dark Alice.
I think this stone's amazing. This stone is so great with Dark Alice. Dark
Dark
Alice can
Alice-
flip, and then you can still remove
do that.
cards after she's flipped.
Is
I
that
think
really something that you're struggling with in the Dark Alice deck, though?
if you need to flip fast and you only get 3 and you don't get those extra 2, Schrodinger doesn't give you that 5/5 buff.
So you're willing to pay 3 will essentially to remove a single card.
Dark Alice is a very, very slow deck, and it requires only 1 or... if you play Dark Alice right, it's almost all 1 or 2 drops. There definitely are like a few 4, maybe 3 drops in it, but it's generally very, very low costing, high impact. It uses a lot of regalia. You're going to have a lot of mana left over.
So you think this is going to see play then?
Possibly.
With Dark Alice only.
Well, there's like Necrolance going around. Necromancy of the Undead Lord is a huge problem. And Valentina uses Vezard, so you can use this to remove like creatures and
It's
stuff.
also one of the best counters against, as what he's saying, the Reborn strategies.
It's
and
true.
it's a
Yeah.
stone.
That's right.
It's a
And if-
free spell almost in a sense.
Yeah, and
I-
also since we're losing the quick rotation, once the set comes out, there's going to be a lot less ways to interact with that. Since they're rare.
I mean, that could be an amazing stone in the Legacy format.
That's
Because
true, too.
Yamada might become, with new cards coming out, the Yamada combo may be one of the most destructive things.
I find it funny that in singleton formats such as cubing, check our video if you want to see what cubing's like, or say if they ever make a singleton format like almost like Commander in Magic or something like that, that the stones from the set seem like they're going to see play and things like that, as to where the rulers are completely just useless. So it's kind of cool that we at least get a part of them to like stick around in those style formats.
Yeah.
Um,
And they don't have any
Interesting.
conditions, so if you're playing Blackstones, then just why not use this one?
Yeah.
Besides like Split, that's like the only downfall.
Yeah, I'm definitely all for getting more special stones. Considering we only get one of, so we get 5 special stones per set, since the sets are so small. I at least like seeing ones that are going to be useful in more applications than just constructed, if they do say play.
Okay. I personally like this stone. I understand why people don't like it, because, as you said, it is 3 mana.
No, I just don't see it in the current constructed format where it's going to be relevant, because that's 3 mana on turn 3 that you want to do something, or just not maybe not on turn 3.
It would never be on turn 3.
And then if you go to turn 5 and 6, you're probably just dead if the best thing that you can do is remove a card from...
If that card gives you a 500 buff on your Dark Alice, I think it might be worth it. Especially if
Maybe.
your opponent's
I
not.
feel like you...
I mean, I bet if I did it against you, you would be like, wait, you're going to get the 500 buff? Like, it's kind of sneaky.
I see it, but I feel like there's got to be something better to do on those turns.
There probably is. But
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
doesn't hurt having it around.
it
either,
doesn't
though.
hurt. Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't. It doesn't hurt to might as well give it an extra ability. Like if it's
True.
sitting around, you
And
never
we-
know when it's gonna pop up. Like, oh, I could totally do this. Wait a second. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna win now.
And we also are getting rid of the card that punishes you for having special stones that tap for non-will abilities. For people who don't know, there is a card in the Grim cluster that keeps all stones with non-will producing abilities tapped during their upkeep. So you just basically lose a stone. With that not being in the format, That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be
Makes them
very
better.
interesting in the legacy format, though.
Oh yeah, Legacy.
Yeah.
These get really bad in Legacy, and I really feel bad for that guy who just starts in, who's like going to play in the Legacy thing, and he's like, I got this all figured out. I'm all ready for this, and somebody's just got this sideboarded waiting for him, and he just okay. Shuffles
I
up
can't
and
play
leaves.
anything.
Yeah, like it's just the feel bad. Anyway, moving on because we have a ton of spoilers and we're going to be here all day if we don't try to at least knock a few of them out here. I don't know if we want to just hit some of the highlights or go through them all.
No, all. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Plant wants it. Tree of Yggdrasil.
You said
Riza,
Junior.
First of the Dead.
What was
Riza,
that?
First of the Dead, 2 darkness, 2 colorless. It is a zombie 800/800, and it has stealth. So the stealth condition is you control 4 or more magic stones. You control a dark magic stone and no resonator. So you have no other resonators.
Yeah.
So 4 stones, 1 darkness, no other resonators. And when the stealth condition's met, you get it play for free from the stealth, which is too generic to put face down in case you don't know what that mechanic is. When this card enters the field, you may pay 1,000 life. If you do, search your main deck for a card and put it into your chance standby area face down, then shuffle your main deck. That's a lot of life to pay for an ability, but it could be
It's another
perfect.
one. So if it dies, you can pay 1,000 life to put another one into the chance standby?
It doesn't
Right.
die.
Or was it when it enters?
When
So
it
when it
enters.
enters. So you could set up another one of it, so if this one dies, then it triggers again because then you have no resonators and then it comes out. Or the other thing that you do is you could
Toolbox it?
Yeah,
Just
toolbox
whatever
it,
you
like-
need. Just chance standby, like sign to the future or something
well
cool.
that's rotating out.
Well,
But yes, in legacy format, you could sign to the future.
We'll probably
off
get
turn.
something else that's really good. Chance standby.
Most likely, but
Almost.
sign to the future is a really great.
It's probably
thing to
the
come
best
out
one.
from it. Or I mean, if you're playing with Valhalla cards, there's always fruit
wow.
and things like that as well. Like there's a ton of opportunities for this card in older formats. I have no idea what it's doing in the current format.
I think it's just a very deceiving card. Like, I thought it was terrible when I first saw it, and I thought about it like, this card's amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's when it comes into play. You can cast it, you can reborn it, you can come from stealth. It's one of the few stealth cards wherever it comes into play, you can use that effect. Which is amazing, because none
So
of
you
the
can
stealth...
hardcast it?
You can hardcast it, and you could still do the pay 1,000 life. And
Just-
you don't even need to do the... You can have it with
Yeah,
other
it's not
resonators
to
on
play
board.
from this
You
chance
can play it
standby.
from your hand.
that's really good.
Yes.
No, it is really good, but 1,000 life can just be a dead.
But
mean-
they're also building up a lot of life gain in this set with all the white or light. There's a lot of cards that are all about life gain, so maybe they're trying to get you to play around with both.
Well, using your life as a resource is infinitely better than gaining life will ever be. So this card will see play for sure, but it is something to just note that I don't think you're going to be gaining life in the same deck, and maybe you are, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really relevant. I'm just saying.
I mean,
that drawing this in multiples.
The angel can gain you life
Yeah.
back, and
Drawing this in multiples though is a very sad moment.
I mean, it kind of combos with the next card we're going to talk about.
Wait, before we go on, is this the mother that
Yes,
we're talking about?
this is the mother of
so,
Rizard.
So Rizard and this mother has super cool lore. So in the lore, can you read the flavor text for it?
I could if I didn't just close it.
Okay, so basically, freaking Rizard is the first one that brought back was his mom. Like Full Metal Alchemist style. He just like brought back his mom.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
And the mom just like has no more feelings. It's just like a zombie, and he just turns like mad, and it's pretty cool. It's like necromancy stuff. So
Right.
it reminds me of Full Metal.
It reminds me of my family.
For
My
correct
relationship.
text, read the side of the screen.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Don cares, so he'll fix it.
Next up, we have Milder, Last of the Dead. Probably another name I killed there. 3 darkness, 2 colorless. It's 1,000 for 5 drop essentially. It has stealth. If you control a dark magic stone and your life is 2,000 or less, while this card is in the chance standby area, you may play it for once the stealth conditions are met. So that's kind of a weird condition met. We haven't seen that since like Pandora. Losing life to gain an effect. which is cool. I like those mechanics. They can be terrible but interesting. When this card enters the field, target resonator gains -400 for each resonator with stealth you control. This is another when you enter the battlefield effect, so you can hard cast this one, but why would you want to pay 5 for him? Then again, getting to that low of life is sometimes just a lethal option for you.
-4, -4?
-4 for each card that you control with stealth in play. So if you just cast him by himself, it's -400, -400. If you have 2, 800, 800.
Well, the whole point is to cast the mother. You get him into chance standby. Then you're less than 2,000. He comes into play, gives something -8, -8. That's the whole combo.
Yeah, that's
so you get 2 and you kill something of theirs.
That's a pretty sweet combo, I'd say.
Yeah, you're just putting yourself a little low, though.
Yeah, but that's a lot of advantage.
It is.
If you have something good to follow it up, then maybe you're not too concerned.
I mean,
I'd pay 1,000 life for a resonator.
To stop his son, Rezard's father rose as the last of the undead. Yeah,
So it's his father.
This is his father.
And his father's trying to stop Rezard. And
As a
Force
zombie.
the family drama.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah, it's
intense.
just like Star Wars. Family soap opera. Either way, interesting combos. I don't know how far they're going to go, but it'll be cool to see them. Next up, I really love the giant fatty here.
oh my god, I love this card.
I'm trying to figure out his name really quick.
It's
Hades?
no, it's Hades.
Hades. I can't read.
It's Hades. Come on, it's like Greek mythology.
It's a new text.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I mean, there's just dome thingy with the star in the center that's supposed to be an A. It looks weird.
Do you
to
want
me.
Tree of Yggdrasil to read?
Tree's probably way better than me.
I can read.
You're so junior. Get it right.
Lord of the Dead. So Hades, Lord of the Dead, is 1 darkness, 8 colorless. It is a 12 apostle. So I believe this is the last 12 apostle we have. Is there another one?
I think there might be one more. I
There might
haven't
be one
kept
more.
track.
I also can't do math. Just kidding. You may pay 1 less to play this card for each card in your chance standby area. So cost reduction ability is always usually really good. Usually ends up being one of the most broken things in card games. So already something that looks good to me. However, it is a hard to use one. He is a attack 4,000. 4,000. Just put that out really quick. His next ability is 1 darkness. Banish this card. Banish a card in your chance standby area. Target resonator gains -400, -400 until end of turn. So he has removal on him. 2 darkness. Banish a card in your chance standby area. Destroy target resonator if you banish a card with stealth. This way. And then 2 darkness. Tap. Put target resonator with stealth you control into its owner's chance standby area face down. A lot of interesting abilities on this guy. Definitely could see play.
Really?
If he cheated.
I mean, I love this guy, but I don't think he's ever going to see play.
What about like Kaguya 1.0?
I mean, in the legacy format, he might.
Yeah.
But
Just Alice constructed is
I
kind
don't know
of
about
hard.
the current constructed, but I definitely foresee him doing something with the older cards. This is one of the ones where I'm really bummed to see a rotation happening because this could just be nutty.
yeah, with Kaguya 1.0.
It could be the finisher for Kaguya 1.0. That's so strong.
You can make him so cheap so fast.
Yeah.
And he just does so much for how big he is. This card is, I think is just a sad casualty of the rotation. Which we might see a few cards like this in the set that really could have used more support, which we're going to be losing a ton of support, but that's just how...
But I think this card's so cool. I love the art on it. I love Hades. I just love Greek gods and stuff. Hades is always one
Definitely
of them.
going in the cube.
I love Gods of
Yeah.
Death, so I mean,
Yeah.
Holy
We should
crap,
hang out
how
more
do you even
often.
read this next card?
check out those Death God things.
Remnants of the Night Helm. 1 darkness, 300, 300. This text on the screen just literally looks like a
Oh, yeah, this card.
straight blur across. This card gains +100 for each card in your chance standby area. It's like I said, it's 300, 300. So this guy could get kind of big fast, and he's just a 1 drop.
Do you think this is the 1 drop that Black needs?
No.
No,
Not yet.
it's the 1 drop that the blue deck really wanted. Because Kaguya.
Okay.
It just, you put him in the standby Kaguya deck and make him huge and just go to town. Blue-black Kaguya could totally have been a thing.
Yeah, but the other black 1-drop from the other set, the Executioner guy,
This guy's a fatty, and like if you just play him out and just swing with him, like he's huge.
What are you talking about? This guy?
No, the guy that gets plus 100 for the.
I mean, okay. How many chance standbys have you guys ever seen?
All of them.
I've only seen maybe 2 at most.
Have you played against one of the Kaguya decks?
Yes.
I've seen them have like 5 or 6 down before.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you doing when they're doing that?
Usually getting caught up by their weird BS because they've got some weird treasure item that stopped my, like the robe or something. That
I don't know how you guys got to 6.
I don't know, maybe not 6. Maybe like
game are you
it's
guys
usually like
playing?
3.
They're able to do stuff with them.
Rezard gets up there.
Rezard has
ones,
gone up there. Yeah, when Rezard flips, he puts 2 down and then a whole bunch of other stuff. Like
Maybe they play differently. Like, we all build different kinds of decks, so whatever deck you're building is probably the kind that they play a little differently against then.
yeah, I've just seen a lot of different things come up.
There's definitely been at least 3 or 4 regularly when playing against those decks.
Like down at the same time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and you could try to angle towards that more if you had cool cards to support with it.
So that's like a 1-drop, like what? 9/9 at turn 4 or 5?
The fact that it just stays relevant in your hand is nice. The fact that it grows with, the
I
board
think
thing.
if it was
Turn
200 buff, I think it would.
No,
be.
that'd be amazing. But I'm just saying, it's nice to have cards that are on curve turn 1 and later are just better. It's a 1-drop on curve. Like,
You have
300, 300
3.
vanilla is correct for a 1-drop.
Yeah. If you have like 3 chance standbys, that's like the size of a Lancelot
For a 1
for
drop.
1.
And you've paid 6 mana to put those
No, you
3?
paid 1 for it. You're playing your deck as normal. You so happen to
So
have
we're
the
still
1
talking
drop
about
system.
Kaguya here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you play like chance standbys for
This is
2.
not a card for you.
Why are we talking about Kaguya?
We're just
like
talking.
this is
you
irrelevant.
Next up is Death Trap.
You
2
questioned
darkness,
It's
1
true.
2 darkness, 2 colorless. Trigger during your opponent's turn. You control a dark magic stone and 3 or more resonators. When putting into a graveyard from the field this turn, wait, what the hell is going on here? Let me read this really quick. I was trying to segue way too fast here. During your opponent's turn, you control a darkness magic stone and 3 or more resonators were put in. Oh, there we go. It's because of the line segment here. 3 or more resonators were put in the graveyard from the field this turn. So 3 things have to die this turn. Put a target resonator from your graveyard into the field. Don't know why that read so funny for me. Sorry about that, guys. It's a chance standby, obviously. High cost of chance standbys seem so weird to me now that we don't have to pay their color if you put them in chance standby or have that color to flip them. Except for this one actually tells you that you need a dark magic stone, which is, I think, going to be a more common thing that we see coming up to reinforce certain cards being played in certain decks. This is kind of...
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It's a
I'd rather-
very tough to play reanimator card.
3 things dying.
Yeah, on the same turn.
I don't know, Adam Brawley stuff.
I guess, yeah, if you,
You
use
could just
Adam
sack
Brawley.
out. Yeah, sack out your own stuff. I
Adam
mean, there's ways
Brawley,
to do it.
Levitain. It sounds pretty easy in like a Atlas's World type of deck.
Right,
Where you
but-
just Adam Brawley out everything.
That deck is so streamlined and short, like quick on mana. You're playing a ton of 1-drops and quick value cards that paying 2 to put down a chance standby seems like you gunked up your turn
True.
and you're losing your momentum. Unless you are able to Adam Brawley on the same turn that you chance standby that down and really like maximize.
I mean, Adam Brawley would probably get you like a mana, and then you'll only be paying 1 for him.
I think
For something
you're
like
onto
that.
something. Oh, it needs
No,
black
well you
stone.
can't flip it the same turn you put it down anyways.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a rule?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
didn't know
actually,
that.
yeah, no. Altogether, I think this is a terrible
Yeah.
chance standby. You're probably most likely going to play it from your hand, and that's 4 mana. And why don't you just play something that's not set on you doing something?
Yeah.
Other way, next up we have Arla, Guardian of the Skies, which is a 1,000 resonator, and he is green this time, so we have a green Arla. This card gains Arla the
Winged Lord or something.
Hegemon?
Hegemony.
the Hegemon.
Hegemony of the
He's
sky.
a Digimon.
Hegemony of the sky.
When did he become a Digimon? I have no idea. Of the sky. In addition to his other names. When this card enters the field, if you control first Flight Memoria, put the top card of your main deck, or of your stone deck, into your Magic Stone area, and reveal and recover all Magic Stones you control. I am just terrible tonight, guys. And then you draw a card. If you control 4 or more, then you draw 3 cards instead of 1. So this is an incredible, when he flips, he just accelerates you. This is really good. He also has a awesome ability. When a resonator you control attacks, recover target Magic Stone you control. So the turn you flip with him, the reason why this one might see play and over the other ones is the turn that you flip him and attack and do all the things, you should be able to produce such a forward moment that you can either almost kill them or get close to killing them the next turn. This is an amazing ruler. You guys have anything that you want to say about it?
This is really cool.
Yeah.
I agree that this is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, I also think he's cool. It's a little upsetting he doesn't have flying, but
He doesn't have flying, and he doesn't. But I mean, you could have Regalius do so. But I don't think that's what's important. I think he is a worse version of Sylvia. Sylvia kind of just does what he's doing a little bit better. However, he draws you a card, which makes him.
He recovers all your stones.
I mean, you could almost argue that he's better because of this is another card where the bow gets 4 counters.
This is true, but only once you flip.
Imagine imperishable on
true.
this guy.
Yeah.
And you give him imperishable, swing, kill him, and then flip him over again, and then untap your stones, get another. Wait, can you J activate twice in a turn?
No.
Okay, never mind. I lied.
Yeah.
It's not that.
No, there's some good.
pretty
It's
cool.
still good.
Good
Yeah, it's
and
still
bad
good.
things to this guy. He's really powerful, but Sylvia can be a better engine quicker.
And she's a mana fixer.
Oh.
Right.
This is
She
real
only
bad.
gives you 3 extra stones.
Awesome.
When she flips or untaps 3 stones, he will untap 5 if you flip him on curve, because he gets the bonus one and taps them. But she quickly then attacks and undoes 3 more, and then she can just she can just keep generating that advantage really fast and end the game immediately when she does it, because she has swiftness and flying on her own. You don't have to have other cards pre-invested into her, so she can just be more of a blast,
She's more of a cannon.
yeah. However, he's the more methodical, slowed version of her, where you can do kind of more in a weird way, and in the long term, he'll actually probably win you the game.
Yeah, because he's a little bit more controlly. Or
They
at least
both
that
die
he feels.
very easily, and I just think that the cannon motion of her could be better. Either way, I think these 2 cards are very, very similar and should be thought of very, very similar. Unfortunately, he doesn't fix your mana for you, is another problem. To which
He could kill Sylvia with bows.
Once he flips, yeah.
And Sylvia's gonna flip faster.
Right.
Wait, they broke
But if
4.
if he flips
What about
after, and then you play your bows, and then you just use 1 bow to kill her, then she's gone.
Well, that's a resonator. Oh,
No,
yeah,
J
it's
slash
yeah.
resonator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, this is very true. You can do that, but I think that the thing is that when you flip with either one of these rulers, you're aiming to kill your opponent that turn.
Possibly.
Well, with Sylvia, that's more true than anything else. We'll have to see what he does. He is very good, and he deserves the hype that he's getting. I'm definitely excited to see what happens.
Okay.
Drawing 3 cards will be a game ender, though. If
Do you think
draw
you're gonna
4
draw
magic stones
3?
out.
No.
You have to
You
have
have
4
to draw
stones, right?
If you are that lucky and you draw 3, regain 5 stones, play your stuff, attack, play your stuff, you're just so far ahead of
Well, I mean, he's the one who can do it the easiest because there's Blessing of Yggdrasil, which pulls a stone out of your deck and plays it into play tapped, and then there's also that new elf card that puts any stone from your top deck into play for 3 mana. It's kind of like a weaker version of Gretel, but it's still decent.
Now, this is actually something that I want to point out really quick. The first Flight Memoria, In a rotation that's coming up very soon, and we're going to be losing a lot of color fixing, his stone's actually kind of really important in this. Even though you're going down one wheel to do his ability, it produces one green as a normal stone, but it also is one green tap, produce any color. Which is funny that you can produce green off of it. It actually points it out. It's like, tap, produce green. Don't know why that'd be at all something you do, but this can mana fix for you at a cost of 1 additional mana. However, that's pretty important.
Mm-hmm. Especially in green. Like, green is what you usually mainly splash for another color. Like, it's usually green and something else in, like, the main decks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So-
it could be used to use that, the new green-white counter spell. You know, if you wanted to play mono green deck but have those green stones in there, you know, you use your Wall of Wind first once you're out of those, and then you got up to 4 or 3 mana, whatever, and you have at least one of those stones. You could start using the green-white spells to start countering stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a very reasonable stone. I like this one.
I think it's a good stone. It's not the weakest. It's not the best.
No, it's not the weakest. Not the best.
Might be
but
the
it does
best.
like-
I don't think it's the best.
Yeah, we're gonna get to another stone.
We're gonna get to the best one.
Yeah,
Best so far.
best so far.
Yeah.
What do you think? Tree of yourself. Come on. say
I'm not the tree of Ricochet. You're calling me the tree
Oh,
of
the,
yourself.
yeah, sorry, the sprouty. You're the sprout. You should, that's the tree.
When did I become a sprout?
Let's go to the next one.
Eventually.
What?
I don't know. Home of the Wingmen.
Okay.
I hate the letter on this still.
Oh, wow, that wingman.
If there's a second printing of this set without this like screwed up lettering, I will donate all my cards to somebody and just buy the second printing.
Mm-hmm.
Please fix the lettering on this.
I mean, they
hate
already
this.
said they weren't going to continue for the next set. It was already a mistake. Yeah.
Oops.
Please do second printing of this.
On the
guys.
Facebook group, like, over like half the people hated it. Like, it was like
Why didn't they
two
did they do a
thirds
test
of the
group?
community.
Didn't they
I
have
don't
like
know.
people
Okay,
like
their test group approves all of the like. There's a lot of weird things with this company that I don't necessarily.
That envelopes the sky.
The envelopes. Well, that's
Yeah, but still, come on.
No, I'm just saying like certain artworks that go through on this and certain aesthetics.
Okay,
with this,
yeah.
Like this suits the aesthetic of like.
Is this
have you seen the
A4?
promotional videos that they put out on their YouTube channel?
Those are amazing. Don't diss those.
This-
Okay,
This goes with that aesthetic.
Those are amazing. This is A4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like in MOA. Like, they're testing it out on like the last set, I guess.
Because it's
it
going to
might
be,
like the
it's going to
smallest
be, yeah, it's
or
going to
like
see the
la-
least
yeah.
amount of time.
Home of the Wingmen. 2 win, 1 colorless. When this card is put, when you put 1 or more resonators with flying into the field for the first time each turn, draw a card. It also says tap target resonator with flying gains +300 until end of turn. This is of course a field edition.
I think that's amazing limited card.
Wait, so
I think-
flyers, when they come in, you draw a card?
Yeah, whenever you
the
play a
first
What?
one per turn.
Oh. That's
it's still an
pretty
extra
good.
card if you're
I
playing
think
on
that's
flying.
an amazing
It's
limited
3 will
card.
to play. Yeah, limited. It's going to be a nice little engine. Constructed. This is a do nothing turn.
It's a dead draw.
it's-
Like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's a terrible card in constructed. Limited might see some play. So next up we have Earthbound Wingmen.
So
I
they're
really hope I
wing-
read that correctly. And this is just not my dyslexia messing with me. I'm gonna stick with that though.
I think they're like penguins.
Well, I mean, those giant birds did not fly. Did it not have flying on them? The evolution ones.
Yeah.
They're like
So-
ostriches. They just
yeah.
run really
They'll
fast.
dolphin
Nobody knows
there.
how to fly in this game.
Can you use one as a mount?
Probably, that'd be awesome.
This is 2 win for a 500 with flying. It's a resonator wingman, so I guess that's the new super typing for this set. I really hate that there's so many different super typings.
There's some wingmen in the past set.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very many, but there were
I don't
some.
play with them. Whenever this card attacks, you may recover target magic stone. This is a really good ability on a card that is not very good. 2 mana, 5 flyer.
Oh, and untap a stone?
Yeah, you untap
2
the
minute
stone.
fight.
The fact that
Really
he's
good
5/5
ability.
and flying is...
Dude, that's pretty good.
It's worth it.
That's a 2-mana 5/5 flying.
But that means he's attacking on the third turn, which your opponent should have a way to deal with this.
I think you're comparing to Lancelot, and Lancelot's broken.
I am comparing to this card just is a little lackluster. Like it doesn't do enough for me.
It's
It
hard to
produces
compare
one will
things.
per turn,
That adds.
providing that it imagine if your elf had to attack each turn. It produces
Imagine
one will.
if my elf had flying and it didn't matter.
Okay.
I mean,
just
they just can't block. It's like a 5/5. It's guaranteed damage for most. There's not many things that fly.
The new Kaguya deck that I've been running and have been doing pretty good with is almost all flyers.
I don't know. I think that card's pretty nutty and limited anyways.
Oh, limited. This is a bomb. Played the crap out of this card. It's going to do a
Yeah.
ton of work. I am glad to see this in the limited format. I just constructed not for me. And that's my personal take on it.
Cool.
Thanks for fighting with me on that one, guys.
I still like it.
I kind of enjoy it.
No
It's
reason
not.
why.
It's not a bad card.
All right, Wing Trap. 2 wind. This is a chance standby target or trigger. You control a wind magic stone and a resonator with flying. Destroy target resonator without flying. So that's kind of cool. It's a reverse,
It's kind of like a tougher stoning to death.
Yeah, I felt like this would have killed something with flying, not the other way around.
Wing trap, yeah, the name is deceiving.
It's a little bit deceiving. Once again, they are requiring that you have a wind magic stone with this one, so they really, even though they got rid of you needing the matching stones for activating these cards from chance standby, it's funny that they're putting that in there as a requirement for these cards.
Yeah.
So if they're going to continue that from here on out, why did they ever change that rule?
Well, some of them
it's
don't.
confusing for people, I guess.
There's some cards that don't require very few.
Right, but I mean, it's like the fact that you can play what's it called, the
It's,
chance standbys that are really
but
good.
if you're playing with multiple colors, it's still like you don't have to use that mana. Like if you only have one wind, you don't have to use the wind to do it.
Right, but I'm saying the one that exiles 3 creatures.
The stoning of freaking.
Yeah, no, we
The
I always call
cross.
it Beyond.
The cross.
yeah, the cross.
You guys know.
Sign to the
Sign to the
future.
Signs of the future.
Yeah.
thank you. Well, we're all tired.
Sleep.
We're all tired.
We're all tired.
We're all.
So that card, the fact that you can put it in all of your decks because it literally flips up without needing the white stone is incredibly powerful and a little bit broken. These ones needing the colored stone in this cycle, I don't really like it.
That was just because they had to change the game mechanic because you used to need that white mana to produce that to play the chance standby, right?
Right.
And they changed
Well,
it
no,
up.
not to play. You could play it face down or 2 colorless.
Yeah.
That was always the rule. However, you needed at least 1 white to play it.
Exactly.
You don't have to tap the stone, you just need it down there. Mm-hmm. So these ones, you need 1 wind to flip it up.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the old rule. However, the old cards without that little text on them are
I
now
could have sworn the old
colorless.
rule made it you need to have the exact amount of stones to be able to cast it.
That too.
Yeah.
And you also need the correct colors.
Yes.
I'm just griping about the color part.
Well, well, then if you didn't have the stone and you played it, but then you did when you flipped it, isn't that also a thing?
Well, Sign of the Future you don't need.
Yeah, I'm saying with the new thing.
The new things in there.
Sign to the Future's broken.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
next card.
Next card. This is actually a light resonator. We're going to have
Oh, this card.
Guardian Angel Raphael.
Raphael.
So good with these names, guys.
Don't you buy them?
I'm just killing it tonight. 1 light, 2 colorless. It is an angel, so some people are going to be happy with that. 400 attack, 800 defense. Flying when an opponent can't, or your opponent Can't play cards from their chance standby area during your turn. Your opponent cannot play activated abilities of J/Resonators or Regalia.
No, I think it's
during
J/Rulers.
J/Rulers. You're
Is
correct. It is J/Rulers. Or Regalia during your turn. So this is a nice little negate angel. She kind of saves you on your
Arlebo
turn.
stops Arlebo, so when you attack, like Arlebos can't kill your creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And,
was a big one.
A lot of Valentina's God Arts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is a really good card.
It's a good card.
Yeah, this card's getting a lot of talk right now.
Yeah.
This is something I've really wanted in the game for a while. More of these mechanics that tax your opponent and tax the way that they play are a very... that strategy in general.
It's definitely a very strong sideboard card. I don't know how it is main deck quite yet.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong with that situation in general. I'm very excited about it. I don't know what it's going to do or if it's going to have any impact, but it's a card I'll brew with.
It's kind of like an anti-reflect refrain, because reflect refrain can't flip back to its ruler side when you have that card on the field.
Okay.
So that makes it so you can kill with Blazer if you wanted to.
That's cool.
So they have to flip immediately once you play that card, or they're done.
I want the more you know graphic above my head. That's cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's supposed to be an anti-reflect refrain.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, that
I
actually
think that
has a lot of things you can do with that. It's going to make the game a lot more entertaining in general. Just having abilities to do something like that in a reasonable costed way. Next up, we have the blue set of spoilers for what was coming up. However, I only really have 2 blue cards for this. First of one,
You can even count them as blue.
the Mechana Clever Researcher. He's an 800/800. And he gains Mechana, the Mechanical Emperor, in addition to his other names. When this card enters your field, if you control Alof, Research, Memoria, Lufa Memoria, you may search your deck for up to 2 machines with combined total cost 7 or less, and put them into your field. Shuffle your deck. If you have all 4, just like the other ones, this one you get up to 12 converted mana cost and put it into play. Shuffle your deck. This card gains +200, +200 for each machine you control. And although he's not as good as his predecessor Mechana, that card is nuts. He's really, really, really good. I would have to agree with what you guys were talking to me about earlier, Mechana being amazing with his search ability. However, just being able to put in resonators off of that flip is pretty insane.
doesn't old Mechana do that too?
I mean,
From your hand, this one digs from your
this
deck.
one is from your deck, and you just
Is
get
it
what you
anything?
want. Yes, it's anything with converted
Any
mana cost
2.
of 7. If you have all 4, it's converted mana cost 12.
And between 4 resonators.
Between 4 resonators, yeah, that's actually important. The fact that you get up to 4, that's just really, really, really powerful.
I have a question. I'll get back to it. We'll have to see the spoilers.
Good job.
There's a
A lot of
spoiler we need
things.
first, then I'll ask you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My loyalty's with the first Machina.
The first Machina is amazing. I'm not going to put that aside or say that he's not. However, this card is pretty insane.
This card is interesting, and I'm more likely to play with this Mechana. I never played with the last one. I'm more likely to give this one a try just because I agree with Jay. I think it's more interesting.
Really,
It's a very powerful effect.
just the fact that you can search on your opponent's turn or leave a mana open to cancel something with the first Mechana is just so much more.
But the first one has this weird little setup phase where you get that nice setup for the turns and everything like that, and it's very methodical. This one is very much I flip, I get what I need, and I hit you really hard.
If you have whatever you have in your deck, it allows you to achieve your win condition all that much easier because you're like, cool, 12 mana. I get to pull 4 things. You have your plan.
12 mana is really hard to do. It's realistically 7. 7
Yes.
mana.
Even
Because-
still, that's a lot. What's gonna cost more than that?
I mean, you'll probably
what are you
get
gonna
1 or
look
2
for?
big guys.
That is the question. What are you going to look for?
Because right now, all I can think is Maribel and the 2-drop 5/5 flyer.
Yeah, there's not a lot, but it's something that could it's a broken ability eventually. It's one of those ones where there's going to be something that this just can be used with like crazy.
I guess the main question is if you're getting more value if you're dumping your hand or finding 7. If you're having 7, if you don't have more than 7 mana cost of creatures in your hand, then it's worth it to play the old one.
No, well, this one searches from your deck.
Yeah, so if you have like, I don't know, the first one, like all mechanical stuff like enters, right? You don't have to pay 3 of them
from your hand.
Yeah, so if you have
For
more
free.
value in those 3 than like 7 in your deck.
That is true. Like I said, the old one's good. No, no debating about that. However, it's just this different style of play.
Yeah.
This one is insanely good. Everybody wants to immediately say yes, the old one. However, there's very few other rulers on this level of power. Like these 2 rulers.
This is machines only, right?
This is machines only.
The other one is any colorless resonator or field edition that you could search for.
Right. I'm just saying, if you take out just the old Mechana, this card is amazing.
Okay, I'd be willing to admit that.
You get out these, both this card and old Mechana are extremely overpowered rulers. There's just not enough support for them, and that's why they're not dominating. However, I could eventually see either of these 2 rulers in a vacuum with some, like, just way better than anything else we got going on.
That's true, because we still haven't seen the blue, like any actual blue spoilers yet, and from what Jordan has told us, they actually help with the machine strategy. So
Right, and we
there
might
may
actually
be
see machines in actual colors at some point.
Yeah.
So this is where he could end up become more broken or less broken. Who knows? I'm just saying these are incredibly strong abilities. They shouldn't be overlooked. It's stronger than almost any other ruler we have.
It's very high potential.
Yeah. High potential, currently not doing much. But same thing with old Mechana. He's not doing much of anything right now, although he demonic tutors you every freaking turn.
He has an OTK deck. That's pretty cool.
But it doesn't, I mean, it's, eh.
Yeah.
Either way, moving on, guys, because we're going to be here all night. We get to Lufa Memoria. I'm just going to call it Lufa Memoria, and I'm just going to alter that art at some point. It taps to produce 1 blue, and it has 1 blue, 1 colorless tap, draw a card, then discard a card. So it's 3 mana loot.
yes.
Yay.
But on stone. So
I dig it.
This
It's
must
so good.
this might be the best of the 5 stones.
it's a really good stone.
It's getting you value on a stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mana sink it all day.
But outside of that, it's really, that's all it does. So next up outside of that, we have Wally. Or I guess how it's actually called on the card, the row box. It is 2 colorless. You like that name? It is a 200 attack, 600 defense machine. When this card is put into the graveyard from your field, reveal cards from top of your main deck until you reveal a machine with total cost of 1. Put that card into your field and then shuffle the rest of your main deck. This mechanic is a really, really good mechanic.
Does it cost 2?
It's a too generic to play the row box. That looks like Wally. Very loosely. This card is really, really good. I don't know if it's constructed playable, but the mechanic of this being able to pull out something when it dies is a very abusable mechanic. Having multiple sack outlets for recurring abilities.
If they ever have like a colorless incarnation card, it's gonna be, oh my god, destructive.
What about, like,
I really doubt that's ever gonna happen.
Cinderella with this card, legacy format. Just
Yeah,
sack it, deal
just-
200,
Oh,
then sack it
I
again, deal
never even thought
400.
about that.
This is pretty interesting.
And who knows if there's ever going to be a 1-drop that like does something very chaotic, like blows up and does something, I don't know.
Mechanical Soldier's already kind of crazy.
He is
as it
pretty good.
is.
Yeah.
He's like removal on a stick.
But this mechanic is something I'm just really stoked about. Next up we have TikTok Automation.
Automation.
Yeah, TikTok Automation. 3 colorless, and it has the same ability. However, when it dies, instead of getting a 1-drop, it gets a 2-drop from your main deck. shuffle and all the fun stuff. It is a 400 attack, 800 defense. The funny thing is both of these is... are you having a little stroke there, Patrick?
Got lockjaw or whatever.
The funny thing is both of these are commons.
Whoa.
So if sealed or draft,
They're making-
these are really
They're making
nuts.
sealed and limited a lot easier to play now.
Yeah, because you just play machines.
Because you can literally open 6 packs and be, just pardon my language, but screwed. Like, come on, like you could be
Yeah.
just like we had like 1 or 2 people just like leave after opening. Because they're like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And I opened like 2 Parisias and like a Maribel. I was like, oh my god, I'm like in heaven. And then the guy next to me is like, I didn't open anything. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
So yeah,
I mean, I didn't open anything. I still stuck it out and lost to you in the finals.
yeah. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
I mean, it was.
I
Still
mean,
at
you
least
won the
fun.
playmat.
Yeah, second place playmat.
I mean, I got second place, and then we played afterwards. But
You
Are we
just
gonna have this
had to
argument
bring
again?
it up, did you? Okay,
Somebody's,
let's do it to the next
yeah.
one. So Don can
Maribel. Yeah, it is Maribel. Maribella's?
Maria Bella.
Mariabella's?
yeah, Mariabella's work.
There we go. I can read really, really well, guys. I promise.
A+.
Went to school, everything. 5 colorless, with my favorite mechanic that we're going to be getting into for this set, which is you may pay 1 less to pay this card for each machine you control. Draw 2 cards, and it's a chant instant.
So good.
This is where the game starts to get really broken. Cost reduction mechanics are a way to just play this thing for free and draw some cards, do some cool stuff.
is-
and
As we all know from our favorite card, Gwyber, right, guys?
Right, Gwyber is the
Gwyber's the best.
pinnacle of like cost reduction does this, and that's Gwyber.
Yeah.
If we just have a deck where every draw is next to free,
You just
that's
need to
of
draw
course
more
where you
cards
play.
because you have more
Yeah.
free things to play.
Yeah, so this is just really good. Next up, we have this with remote control beast. He is 4 costed. He's an 800, and he costs 1 less for each machine you control.
That card is amazing.
Uh,
That beast is just broken.
Is it a beast?
and really
It's
quick,
a mechanical. It's a machine beast.
yeah,
It's
and
pretty cool.
just that way I can get all these out and we can talk about them all at once.
Yeah.
A remote controlled golem, which is a 10 drop, and he costs 1 less for each machine you control. He is a 2000, and he cannot be destroyed, so indestructible. So these 3 cards so far make up Affinity. For anybody who's played Magic, it's the ability in which gets cheaper for each one of the same one that you have already in play, and is inherently broken.
It's so great.
The thing with Affinity is they have like a bunch of 0 drop cards that like do stuff.
They do. So this does take a minute to get going, but once it gets going, it snowballs.
Yeah.
It's the slower Infinity, but it is the, it's
You're killing
Just-
things and things are coming out.
That's
and
why
it's
the
just-
first
it's-
Machina is so much better than this Machina.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad we don't have a Regalia that is a machine. Or this doesn't trigger off
They're
the
I,
colors.
Maribel can technically transform into a machine.
But that's 5 or 3 mana.
It doesn't have
Well, there's a card that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a
a...
second.
Okay, wait, this brings me to my question earlier. Mana cost in the deck. Does it reduce with the cards in the field, or does it still cost 10 and
When you're
5?
searching for something in your deck, it will retain the cost printed on the card.
Okay, so you need 4 aloof freaking guys to get the 10-10?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Lufas.
At
4
least.
loofahs to
You
get
need
the
4
10-10.
loofahs to get squeaky clean. And also to summon giant golems. I don't think that's really where you're trying to go with the deck. I think there'll be some weird shenanigans with the golem eventually, possibly. I like him. He's
First
cool.
Machina.
Yeah, first Machina. Yeah, that's just gross. First Machina, just put him on the play.
Yeah, dude, that's when he gets good, because you don't need the loofahs. They just come in from your hand.
It's all about the
You don't need
green
to clean
ramp
them. They're not
Machina.
afraid of being dirty. No Lufas.
And last but not least, for the blue
Oh
spoilers,
my god, this card is like the best card in the world.
the reason why all of this seems so much fun to me, and why I want to play the colorless deck in general, is going to be small assistant Maribel, Maribella, 2 colorless. It is a human machine, and this is getting into more of that the split typing. 500, and no abilities. It sucks. No. When this card is put into the graveyard from your field, you may search your deck for a card named Maribel the Steel Doll or Maribel Insane Self-Aware Machine. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your main deck. Remove this card from your graveyard from the game to produce 2 will. Spend this will only to play abilities of Maribel or the Steel Doll or Maribel the Insane Self-Aware Machine. So these 2 different abilities that you can decide to use how you will. One where she dies and then one more through the graveyard. This is a very, very powerful card.
That card is amazing. And it's our first super rare colorless card, too.
Yeah, no, this card is insane. It tutors for the cards that you need.
It's like an insane, self-aware machine human card.
Yeah. So this card is going to make the colorless deck super playable, and it's going to just put it
over the top.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
And the lore of it is so cool. It's just like freaking Mechana made Maribel by like sacrificing Mariabella or like killing it. I don't know what happens. It's like
I'm pretty sure she dies on accident.
She either dies on accident or he like totally murders her and puts her in a machine. I don't know.
I like that one.
Maybe she got a disease and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. And he's like, you'll never die. And he puts her brain in a robot or something.
Oh, that's so cool. And then and then like the card, like she dies and then makes Maribel. It just, the tie-ins is really nice.
Yeah,
right? It's really
I don't
cool.
know how she dies, but also Maribel is a reconstructed regalia of a past ruler or something like that, I guess, from the lore.
Yeah.
So she gets fused with a regalia, I guess, or something of the such.
She's been through a lot.
Yeah, she's had a shitty day.
Maybe she's part of the Apollo, the vessel, that spaceship Kaguya has.
What?
I think
I'm
you're
gonna
fishing.
know.
No.
Yeah.
That's like from like Fusing and Zero and stuff.
No, but
that's not from-
no,
that's
but the time
from
is
before.
different with these. What if like there's some weird past dimension of Kaguya coming down and Apollo's?
Mariabella.
Time works differently in these worlds. You got to remember that.
Mariabella is Kaguya.
And you're a magical girl.
Okay, moving on, we have Miguel's, the Convoker of Flame. So moving on to the red spoilers. This is the red ruler, 1,000 attack, 600 defense. This card gains Melgus, the one charmed by the demon sword, in addition to its other names. When this card enters the field, if you have
If you have
Brutal Conqueror's Memoria,
Yeah.
you look at the top 3 cards of your main deck, put all resonators with total cost 3 or less from them into the field. I can totally talk. They gain swiftness until in turn. Put the rest of the cards into your main deck. Put the rest on top of your main deck in any order. If you control 4 or more of the same Memoria, you get to put all resonators from among them into the field with total cost 3 or less instead of just a few. Sorry, stuttered through that, guys.
Wait.
Hard for me to read.
I,
Want me to go over that one?
didn't
more
you
time?
get the last part wrong?
I think I did. So when this card enters the field, you control Brutal's Memoria. Reveal the top 3 cards of your main deck. Put all resonators with converted cost 3 or less from among the field. You gain swiftness until a turn. Put the rest in your main deck. If you control 4 of the Memoria, put all resonators among them in the field.
Yeah, there's no 3 cost restriction
with
for
a
that.
cost of 3 or less. Wait.
Really? You want me to read it?
Put all resonators from among them into your field instead of all resonators. Oh, so it says instead of. I'm just missing that little line. My bad. Either way, so you just get all of them. Doesn't matter what the cost is.
Okay.
It was tripping me up. I don't know why you guys all listen to me do this every week. It's just me trying to read things. It's this is why they stopped listening after 11 minutes. And we get 11 thumbs up.
Yep.
We love you guys.
So this is that random ability from the rulers that we were talking about at the start, where much like the first ruler we talked about, is not something you want to deal with. You want consistency in your flips. You want consistency in what's going on, and that this one and the dark one, they don't provide that like consistency that you're looking for.
I think this is Melgus, Lord of the Fairies, dude.
How
Just,
much-
Like,
Oh my god.
pop in 3 fairies when he flips.
Yeah, that could be good.
gosh.
But I mean, imagine you just flip 3 instances or 3 standbys. Like
How much are you looking at? How many cards are you looking at?
3.
yeah, 3.
This is just top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
I think in both.
That's pretty hard.
In both instances. It's weird. It's not consistent.
And if you don't get any, you're just like, well, cool. I
Yeah.
pulled 2 regalia
I still
and
have
an
Melgus.
instant. And
Yeah. Well, you have to build your deck around it, like building your whole deck of like 3 to 1 drops just to
But
make
there's still
that
gonna be
consistent.
other
but then
cards if
there's
you-
other stuff you need to do. Your instances removal, things like that. Like this is just meh.
Your fairies are your removal. Come
you
on.
could easily get screwed out of playing anything,
Yeah.
and that's really what it depends on to really be worth flipping over because
Yeah,
it's 4 to flip.
I think he's the weakest one we've seen so far.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Brittle Conqueror's Memoria, which produces 1 red, and this is also the weakest stone of them all. It is one fire, 2 colorless. This card This card deals 10 damage or 100 damage to your opponent. So not even to creatures, just to your opponents. So it's 4 will to do 100 damage.
That's very
I
bad
miss Vlad.
output.
Considering that you have Vlad to drain 200 and you gain 200, you have the other red ruler that does 200 damage to Alexander does 200 damage to
So those are going to be
Resonator.
going.
You have those are going to be going away. Well, even then in the current set you have the Resonator that's a 3-drop does 100 damage to both you and your
Oh,
opponent.
yeah.
Athena.
Yeah, Athena.
There's so many efficient ways to do direct damage to your opponent for less mana that this just seems like a middle finger to red.
I don't know. It's not like...
Have something really expensive. There's 1,000 things.
In a
better of.
world without split, I'd play this over a regular Firestone.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's about
I
it.
mean,
If you're playing Firestones, why not play this stone? It's not that good, but it's still a mana sink.
I mean,
You can't produce
Self-respect.
green off of it with Sylvia. It really depends on what kind of deck you're playing.
I just think it's a terrible stone. With the
I don't think
terrible
it's-
ruler.
It's not even like.
It's not the best.
No.
I think it's better than that other red one where your opponent needs to be damaged in order for it to come into play untapped.
No, that card's actually going to stay in the cube. This one's not going in there.
Really?
Yeah.
It just doesn't do enough.
It doesn't do enough.
Okay. You think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
It
It's just
doesn't
like
do
cool.
anything.
This exists now. No one's gonna use it.
I think the art's really awesome. It's like a stone dragon.
Dragons are cool.
I think otherwise, but sure.
I haven't seen
I
it.
didn't know what I want to say. It's still to the right of us.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Making fun of you. 1 fire. Flame Soldier of Volga. Volga? Who's Volga? Have you gotten to Volga?
No, he's like one of the other cards we're going to see.
Okay. It's 300 attack, 300 defense, so 4 1-drops, pretty solid. When this card deals damage, it gains, or when this card is dealt damage, it gains plus 200 attack and swiftness until in turn. This is a really cool card. There's going to be...
It only gets buff in the attack, right?
Right, only in the attack. But it's, I don't know, it seems
It's
like
okay.
it could do something at some point.
It's really good in limited. In limited.
Yeah, in limited, it's definitely good.
I feel like
I feel like there's going to be eventually a bunch of a mono red deck that's just nothing but little low beaters, much like you see in Magic the Gathering, akin to the Goblin decks, things like that, where you just got these little odd, funky beaters that just go fast. That's about all that I think about it.
Yeah.
And we're almost done here. 3 more cards left to go after this one. Thra. Sorcerer of the... Here. Let's read that. What's his name?
True successor of Cerdo Volga.
Wow.
True!
That right there, guys. So good.
There, we got to Volga.
And I'm done. Thank you guys for joining me. No, just kidding. 2 fire. He is a Resonator King.
He's a king?
Yeah, this is...
That's pretty cool.
Is Arthur a king?
No, he's a knight.
Oh, he's a knight of the round table.
Is Guinevere a queen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay! Now they're
So we have a
together.
King Queen deck.
Yeah.
400 attack, 400 defense. When this card is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to your opponent. With a awesome text line of "Feel My Pain." This is a good card.
I like it.
This is a card that I think we'll see constructed play, a ton of limited play, and weird shenanigans will pursue with this guy. I don't want to see him with the Susanoo's sword on him, Abeno Habakiri. That's really costly to equip that to him, and probably not going to happen. However, the fact that he would attack you, if you blocked, you would take damage for him taking damage, plus the damage that he does to your creature, to you, and then he just hurts you.
Like ping pong balls of damage. Just
Yeah, he's just a mountain of pain. I really enjoy him.
Someone had a really, really, really cool idea today, so I think I have to say it. So it involves having at least, preferably the golem in your graveyard. So, let's just say, turn 1, Soul Haunt, whatever. Put the golem in your graveyard. Okay. Turn 2, Volga. Then turn 3, Earther the golem onto Volga. It deals damage to your opponent, not you. So you ping your own Volga and do 22,000 damage to your opponent on turn 3. Isn't that great? And if you really want to, you can set it up even better, put 2 golems in the kill. One right there.
Wow. I have not thought of that. That's
Cole, shout out to Cole if you're watching
Cole.
this. But
yeah.
Dude, that's
Doug
awesome.
listens to us all the time.
oh, okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I thought that was I'm gonna steal that idea. That sounds so cool.
I like that. I
Black
love-
red blazer.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen.
just the setup and destroy.
Oh my gosh.
And I am totally gonna murder them over these writings in general because I cannot read these names. Sanguine Arena.
Yeah, you got
Shut up. I got it. I put it
one
together
of
in
these
my
things I'm
head.
just gonna smack you.
1 fire.
For looking at his thing?
No, it's a
Oh,
field.
the butt.
This card deals 200 damage to each resonator. It's a tap ability. Pay this ability only if you control a resonator. So it's a way to pump up that little guy. However, it's very slow. I feel like
think
this could be exploited somehow.
I think this card's amazing.
Muse.
This is an early board wipe. This is
This
just
This is a very interesting card.
So you tap it to deal 200?
to everything, yeah.
Yeah.
You need a resonator, but it's
Yeah.
still so good.
I've seen this card with Muse going around. So musing your own creatures so they
Yeah.
don't take any damage.
The thing is 300 damage is what I would want to see on this card.
200 is fine. It's a 1-drop.
Yeah, but
I mean, as he
100 is
said-
what kills 1 drop.
Okay, so red blue blazer, play that turn 1. Play Muse turn 2. Turn 3, if you get lucky enough, you can play 2 of those, have 3 of those, and do 600 damage.
True, and also the idea is you can tap it during the start of your turn, untap and tap it again, and that's 400 damage to kill
Yeah.
and other things. Yeah, that's good.
If it was 300, it would hit like.
I think it would be.
600.
I think it would be too
That's
strong.
a one drop. On,
But
That would be
300
so
I'd play.
broken.
He
200,
likes the overpowered things. Haven't you realized that?
200 I'm on the fence. 300 and I'll sign up. I'll sign up in force.
He's
I think that
expensive.
card's great.
Yeah. You could definitely see. It's going to see a ton more.
that's a one drop that does 600 damage
That would
to
be brutal.
everything.
That would be brutal.
Okay, don't confuse the viewers, okay? We're like, it's not 300 damage, it's 200
I don't think they're still
damage.
watching.
The few that are clinging on to hope, they're just like, I believe in you guys.
Oh yeah.
I believe in us.
I'm not watching me at this point. I've just butchered everything. I'm blaming it on this writing, and that's just I'm hoping to.
We're no longer Stone of Void, this is Learning to Read with Jay.
Back to the little star. One fire will blood. Blood cleaver war axe.
Yes.
Blood cleaved war axe. Whatever words.
I like Blood Cleaver.
There's blood
Blood
naxes.
cleaver. There's things and stuff.
Blood
It's a
nexus.
giant axe on the artwork here. It is an addition resonator. Added resonator gains plus 400 plus 0. And whenever this card attacks, it deals 200 damage to each other resonator. So this is another little... I almost like this one better than the...
Amino?
No, than the last card we just looked at. The
Oh, okay.
Sure, this one falls off when you kill the creature. However, I like the idea that this buffs your creature. It doesn't hurt itself when it attacks, but it hurts everything else.
Well, it combos with Lancelot.
Yeah, it does. It does really well. That's insane with Lancelot.
It replaces Amino Habakiri in a sense.
Yeah, because then you're doing
At least 900 damage to at least
one
one
creature
residue.
on the turn you attack them.
Oh, that's
this
so
card's
good.
nuts.
That kills Adam
With
Brawley.
Lancelot, yeah.
That was what we wanted, like, just
Because
Lancelot
we
killing
needed
Adam Brawley.
Lancelot to be better. We needed the answer to Lancelot was Adam Brawley. Let's answer that back.
With more Lancelot. Lancy Pants for the win.
Yeah, but, additions 2 for winning. That's a thing.
No, that
usually.
is very true, but since the early turns like that are so... I think Abeno Hamakiri was fair because at 2 mana, you're going to get 2 for 1 a lot more often than just 1 mana.
Mm-hmm.
You can more reliably just chuck this on something and it not die when your opponent's tapped out. And 1 fire will somehow makes a difference to me. It does.
Another cool interaction is Shadow Assassin.
Oh.
3 mana board wipe.
Wow.
Yeah, just board wipes.
I've been asleep like no. I
Everything,
haven't been
dude.
thinking about any of this cool stuff.
Shadow Assassin, just swing, just kill everything, and then go in for the damage.
Wow.
Like
Someone's
that's
been doing their homework.
yeah. It was Cole. Cole.
Cole's doing the
Next
homework.
week we will have Cole on here exclusively doing all of our work
We-
for us because we are slackers.
We were talking. It was cool.
We're just not creative.
Yeah, no, that's
Cole's the one. Cole's like the most creative deck builder out of all of us. Like to be honest, he brings like the weirdest decks, and
this is kind of true.
it wrecks.
Next up, we have for 1 fire, Blood Fire Dragon. So we got a big fatty dragon here. By big fatty, I mean 500, 500. But for 1 will, that's all you really need. He has flying, and when this card enters the field, it deals 500 damage to target resonator you control.
That's much better than
So he kills himself, which is really awesome. Suicidal dragons. No, or kills off whatever else you have with you. He's kind of interesting. I don't really... The one thing
It's
I like about
probably-
this card is he has flying as a key text word, and it doesn't describe flying, even though there's almost next to no other wording on this card. As to where almost every card with flying says that this card can only be blocked by other creatures with flying.
That's pretty cool.
So this is actually... this
Jay's
is,
like, less writing!
Thank you, Yggdrasil.
You're still junior, guys. Get it right. I'll fight you.
I mean, this is... Yeah, no. And that's what you say about cards that are bad.
I don't know what to say about this card. I feel like,
He combos with the guy that does... This does
Volga?
500 damage to your opponent.
yeah.
And
But
kills
you
your
kill,
creature.
it
yeah.
kills your Volga.
kill your own Priscia to do the final 500
Ooh,
damage and then
ooh.
swing in with flying.
Yeah.
Do 1,000 damage to kill them.
what I was gonna say, the rotation's happening, so this is actually gonna happen. However, in Legacy format, if you decide to play this dragon, he doesn't die. Your opponent now gets to play Susanoo and hurt you because you played a dragon. Why'd you play a dragon?
Yeah, seriously, who plays dragons against Susanoo?
Yeah.
Bad.
Just stop.
I'd rather
Jaina the hard
Susanoo like come out and kill this dragon than my Gwyber though.
Well,
To be fair.
he just gets to be summoned earlier, is all I'm saying. Well, Gwyber's at least worth the risk. That's all that we have for all the spoiler, guys. That was a huge amount of spoiler crap, so I'm completely sorry. We might end up actually splitting up this video for you guys, so that way you guys can get all the spoilers and then all of our other stuff on two separate things. Just that way you guys can not have to watch way too much time.
If not, congratulations on making it to the end.
Yeah, if you're watching this from beginning to end with a
Marathon.
awesome.
We're proud of
Thank
you.
you. It means a lot. Like you guys watching us and really appreciating us really means a lot.
For like an
Screw
hour and a
them
half
making
of
fun
time.
of you. I love you.
No, I'd
You have
be super
done
stoked if
smart.
somebody makes it through all of that.